Well, here we are. It's officially that time of the year where I start thinking of a new training program for January. See, I'm to that point in the holidays where I'm sick of eating sweets, all the delicious foods that are around me, and I just want to get rid of this heavy feeling that I've had from eating so much junk food over the last 30 days. And in my mind, when it comes to training plans, there are really only 2 or 3 main options. You've got Zwift, you've got TrainerRoad, and you've got the Wahoo system. I've used all 3 and I want to talk about them today as someone who's always trying to balance work, life, and training. This video isn't sponsored and I'm not going to do a crazy deep dive into the tech specs of each of these individual programs. I try to treat this more like a conversation where if we were out on a group ride and you said, hey Chris, what do you think of Zwift versus TrainerRoad versus the Wahoo system? So hey, let me tell you about that. So I hope this video comes across as such. If you want the too long, didn't read version of this, it's kind of like the Melee versus Tarmac versus Athos debate. They're all great. They're all gonna get you to the goal. They just go about it a little bit differently. See, there's no silver bullet between these 3 plans. You put in the work and you get an incredible output. We'll start with Zwift, which is by far the most popular and most marketed of the 3. In fact, I think just by watching this, you're gonna start seeing Zwift ads everywhere as you browse the internet. The first thing that I like about Zwift is the sense of community. When you're on Zwift and you're looking at everybody else riding around you, you're reminded that everyone else is also just holed up in their garage when it's dark and cold outside. So it kind of gives you a little bit of that feeling of being in a group ride, albeit virtually. Which brings me to my next point, and that is the ability to host virtual group rides and races. So you can get everybody on your team together and you can all meet up at a certain time in a certain place and you can ride together. And that's pretty cool. And you'll get to marvel at your friend who had an FTP of 3 watts per kilogram over the summer, but somehow has managed to increase that to 5 watts per kilogram during the winter. Isn't it just incredible? The way that Zwift has introduced gamification into training is actually pretty fun. It reminds me of playing Gran Turismo back in the day. The more that you played, the more you could upgrade your components and you got faster, and then you add the social element to it, and it's really, really cool. You know, Zwift was the first program that I tried back in the day when I first bought a Wahoo kicker. And after about 3 or 4 months, I moved to TrainerRoad. And for me, TrainerRoad has really stuck. It feels like a no-nonsense program. The layout and interface really resonates with me, and I love the way that the plans are set up and just the abundance of plans and workouts that are available. I like how they build upon each other, and you can kind of plan out your quarter or your year or kind of work towards a race all in TrainerRoad. While the gamification of Zwift is fun, it's the lack of gamification in TrainerRoad that keeps me coming back. Now, if you watched my previous video, which I'll post in one of these corners here about the Wahoo kicker, I said that my time on the trainer always felt very, very efficient. It's a time to check emails, browse social media, listen to music, and if you like to, catch up on your favorite Netflix series. So for me, I don't have a need to stare at the screen. In fact, most of the time when I use TrainerRoad, I have the app running in the background and I'm doing something else. At this point, you might want to stop me and shake me and say, but Chris, you can do all of those things in Zwift. You can even keep the app running in the background where you're checking your emails and listening to music and responding to YouTube comments. And you can also earn points towards the Tron bike. Yes, that may all be true, but for whatever reason, the user interface, the simplicity of TrainerRoad has really won me over. I wake up in the morning, I open up the app, I see which workout is scheduled, and I start pedaling, and that's it. And if you're looking to increase your performance, there's no better value than a good training program and a smart trainer. You know, I don't think I would have done so well in Lotoja, nor would I have finished had I not started out the year with a build phase on TrainerRoad. And I would probably not be smashing the pedals with friends. I'd probably be getting dropped from group rides. Oh, and then you have the Wahoo system, of course, which I think falls somewhere in between Zwift and TrainerRoad. And I really like the way that they incorporate real race footage into the workouts. It's oddly motivating when you pay attention to it. But again, I'm not staring at the screen. So for me, TrainerRoad and the simplicity just kind of work. Dude, but who knows? I mean, maybe I'm missing something here with one of these other training programs. Drop me a comment below. Let me know which one you like and why. Like I said, I think they're all great, and I think it boils down to personal preference. But listen, I mean, if you put the work into these programs, you will get stronger. You will hate them in the moment, but man, when you get back out onto the road, especially after a long winter, once it finally warms up and you're out on the road and you're that much faster, you will love these programs forever. As someone who's kind of a time-crunched athlete, I can't think of a better way to train. If you've made it this far, gosh, thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If it's been relevant or if it's added value and you'd like to see more content like this, do me a favor and subscribe to the channel. I'm telling you, a trainer with a good program is incredibly valuable. In future videos, we're gonna wrap up this series on this 4x4 Sprinter van that we have and kind of some things that I would do differently to the exterior. And then we're gonna talk about how I managed to log 9,000 miles this year while keeping my life mostly in balance. And hopefully I can do that again next year. But I learned a few things along the way that I wanna share with you that I think are relevant to all of us who are trying to kind of train, balance work, balance family, and still get out there and smash the pedals with friends. Anyways, until next time.